Coming up next, the biblical case for work. And then I'm going to reveal some jobs that don't require a degree that boost the middle class in the heartland. And of course, Momentum on Monday. It starts right now. All right, here we go. Welcome to the Ken Coleman Show. So excited to have you with us as we come to you live from our Ramsey Solutions studios in Nashville. You were created to fill a unique role in your work. You are needed. You must do it. And I'm going to give you the detailed evidence of that today. It's going to make some of you uncomfortable because it's going to require you to maybe confront something you haven't confronted in a while. And that's okay. But that's the only reason you'll be uncomfortable. Because whether you believe there is a creator or not, you know that deep down inside your soul, you want to make a difference. And so this show is about helping you make the income you need and the impact that you want. Life is too short for a dead-end job that just takes care of the necessities. 844-747-2577 is the number. It's a caller-driven show, so if you've stumbled onto us live here just after noon Eastern Standard Time, this is a show about working and living on purpose. If you're watching us later, whenever that is, so grateful that you are with us as well. If you're watching live or later, give us a thumbs up right there below the video window and subscribe if you are enjoying the show. It is a caller-driven show. You can change your name, location, profession. If you're in a very toxic or really damaging situation, or you're just in a sensitive situation, know that we will do that to protect your identity. 844-747-2577. Big news. Since it's on social, I can tell you folks. And of course I don't come prepared because I'm running with my pants on fire all the time. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just send you to Instagram. At Ken Coleman is the Instagram profile, at Ken Coleman. It'll also be on Facebook, probably already is. I reveal the book cover to my newest and latest book, From Paycheck to Purpose. How about that? From Paycheck to Purpose. I've been teasing it on the show recently. Let's see if any of you astute listeners have been paying attention. So that's the new book. 7 stages that will lead you, guide you to doing what you were created to do. The official subtitle is The Clear Path to Work You Love. So, From Paycheck to Purpose, The Clear Path that will lead to work you love is going on pre-sale next Monday, a week from today, August the 2nd. The actual release of the book is November the 9th. So you can buy it as early as next Monday. We'll be talking a lot about it. For those of you who joined the show 4 years ago or somewhere in between, when I came out with the proximity principle, that book was specifically written to help those who knew where they wanted to go and they just were looking for opportunities, or for people who wanted to advance quicker. So we wrote the proximity principle. That content is represented in the book, but this is the deep dive. This is the clear path, the 7 stages unpacked. And I'm very proud of it. It's the book that many of you have been asking for. Hey, how do I figure out what I'm supposed to do? Well, the book does that, and we've got an assessment coming out as well, more about that. So it's coming, folks. I've been working hard. The team's been working hard, developing these tools based on the phone calls that we have day in and day out. We're approaching 5,000 callers. So I've been listening. So that's very exciting stuff. So there you go. Be aware, next Monday, we can officially release it as a pre-sale option, From Paycheck to Purpose. All right, before we get to the phones, I want to talk about the biblical case for work. So, really not a disclaimer, but for those of you who may not consider yourself to be spiritual or religious, no big deal. This doesn't change anything that I teach. But for those of you who believe there is a creator and that you were created on purpose, I want to give you the biblical case for work. which is why I start every show by saying you were created to fill a unique role in and through your work. So let's just go through this very quickly. You can do your own research, and this is just a surface level explanation of the biblical case. You can dive deeper. So Genesis chapter 2, 1 through 3, and then verse 15. You see a couple references. But God creates the world in 6 days. And he creates man because he had created the earth, and he's like, we need somebody to work this. There's nobody to work this land. There's nobody to create with this and to rule over all of this that I've created. And so he creates man and then woman. Our Creator worked, and our Creator then created us to rule over, to work what he had created. Psalm 139, 13, 14. For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I talk about the 3 indicators that every human being has. Talent, what you do best. Passion, work that you love to do. Mission, results that matter deeply to you. The creator of the universe knit you together. I see 3 very clear threads. You're intentional. David says, you knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. For those of you who don't feel like you matter much or you don't have a lot of worth, that's a voice coming from the pit of hell. That's not coming from God. Ecclesiastes 2:24, a person can do nothing better than to eat and drink and find satisfaction in their own toil. Find satisfaction in my toil? Yeah, because you love the work, and the work produces a result that matters to you. In case anybody thought I came up with this stuff on my own, I didn't. Ephesians 2:10, for we are God's handiwork, created in Christ to do good works. 1 Peter 4:10, each of you should use whatever gift, talent, that you have received to serve others. Colossians 3:23, whatever you do, work at it with all of your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. That's just a quick overview of what the Bible says about work. So back to what I say at the beginning of every show that comes from this evidence and biblical mandate. You are created to fill a unique role. You are needed. You must do it. You don't have the option not to be who you were created to be because it's not about you. Your purpose isn't about you. It's about others. To give yourself away. It's why it's the 7th stage. To give yourself away. To work not for money, but for meaning, for significance. For God's glory. There you go. 844-747-2577 is the phone number. 844-747-2577. Joe has freshly sharpened the pencils. It's always very exciting for me. And let's go to Greenville, South Carolina. Alexander joins us there. Alexander, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hey, Mr. Coleman. How are you doing today?
Alexander, I'm living the dream. What are you doing?
I'm doing well. My question is, should I leave a job that I enjoy for one that makes more money?
I don't know.
I am. Yeah.
You got to give me more than that. I mean, it's possible. Right. Let's dive into this. So you love the work, which is what? What's the job? Tell me about it.
I'm a credit underwriter for a small community bank here in Greenville.
Okay. And why do you enjoy the job?
I love thinking analytically. So I just love looking at, I know it sounds really nerdy, but I just love looking at, someone's, financial situation and being able to make considerations based off that. Yeah,
there's nothing nerdy about that. Again, you have that natural talent of logic, and you like using it when it comes to analyzing work and advising work. True or false?
Yes, sir. True.
Yeah. So that seems as though there is no ladder for you there, or you are at the top of your current ladder. True?
Yes, sir. Right.
Yeah. So the answer is, should you leave a job that you enjoy but doesn't pay enough? The answer is yes, if you are stepping up the ladder and staying in that sweet spot, which is where you use your talent to do work you love, which we know is that analyzing and advising. There's some researching there, right? Okay,
Yes,
you got to
sir.
be doing that kind of work. And then you want to be producing a result that matters to you. So when talent and passion and mission are in alignment, it looks like this. Alexander is using what he does best to do work he loves, to produce results that matter deeply to him. So you take any other job that you're looking at, and you look at the job description, you dive into it, and you've got to put it inside that purpose sentence. Is it allowing you to use what you do best, to do work you love, to produce results that matter to you? It's not hard, folks. Let me say it again. Is your job allowing you to use what you do best, talent, to do work you love, passion, to produce results that matter to you, mission? And so, Alexander, that becomes the next step. So, yes, you should leave it because you are capped. And at some point, if you don't continue to be challenging yourself and growing in that sweet spot, because the sweet spot moves with you, then eventually, yeah, you'll become really bored. And that is a bad thing. So you've got to step up, but stay in your sweet spot. Does that make sense? If it doesn't, you can ask me any question about that.
No, sir, it makes sense. It's just, it's a small bank, so, it's people have been there a long time, and it's just difficult because it's a good learning situation. I've only been doing it for about a year, and everyone above me has multiple years of experience, so it's able to gather that, and it's just being comfortable, being able to step out with, needing to gain more experience to feel valuable.
So you may need to stay for a little bit longer, depending on what you look and find. Whatever you look for, if they go, well, you need 2 years experience, then if I were you, I'd sit tight and work in that small bank where you're doing work you love and you get the experience necessary. But if you've got the experience necessary, which you might not, having only done it a year, if you don't have the experience, then stay put, be patient. If you've got the experience you need, then step right from that bank into something else. None of this requires a risky jump. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you got this, man. Start looking. Doesn't mean you're leaving, but we're looking.
Right. Be prepared.
Well, we got to know what must be true for me to step up the ladder. Let me give you 4 questions, Alexander. This is for the rest of our audience, that I write about in my new book, From Paycheck to Purpose, that I talked about at the start of the show. I've talked about this on the show. Everything I write about comes from talking to real people. All right. There are 4 questions that you've got to go get answers to, Alexander, for you to step up. Number 1, the education question. Is there any additional learnings that you need? That could be just a certification process. Does not necessarily mean college education. Remember, folks, if it's not the only way or the best way, don't get a degree. It's really simple. All right, second question. That's the education question. What do I need to learn? The second question is what do I need to do? What experience do I need? You've already addressed that, but go dig in a little bit more and say, if the next couple rungs up the ladder require more experience, how do I go about getting that experience? So that's the experience question. What do I need to do? Third question is the economic question. Based on what I need to learn, what I need to do, how's that going to affect me financially? That's what is it going to cost? That's the economic question. And the final thing is, now that I've got the money piece, the experience piece, the education piece, and what I've got to do, how long is that going to take me? That's the expectation question. Boy, getting our expectations really clear and accurate is so important for being able to stay the course and stay with it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
All right, my man, I've equipped you. Go do it. 844-747-2577. Anna's up next in the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. Anna, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hi, Ken. How are you?
Anna, I'm living the dream. What are you doing?
I am hoping to closely be living the dream as well.
That's what I like to hear.
My question to you is regarding switching careers.
Mm-hmm.
So I am 27. I graduated with my business admin degree in marketing.
Mm-hmm.
I got a job as a financial analyst, and after being in that position for 5 years, I find that it's no longer fulfilling for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to go back to school to become a teacher. But now I'm at the point where I have to start student teaching for about 6 months, and I am scared of it not becoming like what I want it to be. So for student teaching, we don't get paid. So it's 6 months not paid. And it's hard to have a job during that time. So I'm afraid of the fear of the unknown, whether or not I actually become an effective teacher. And then also fear of financial, not having that steady income coming in. So yes, I'm at the point where I'm like, is this really the move that I should be doing or not?
Yeah. And so what we have to do is we have to dig and say, what's causing that question? Okay. So we have to say, is it because I didn't plan financially and now I've got to go do student teaching and I don't know how I'm going to survive over the 6 months? Or is it, as I get closer to this, I don't think I'm going to love teaching. This is not for the faint of heart. So if fear is driving this, we can address the fear. But if it's passion going, I don't know, but you went all this way. You went through all of the schooling. You did all of this, and you're on the edge, and you're going, I don't know if I want to do it. So we got to figure out why. Now, I think I know the answer, but I want you to tell me. I gave you what I think are the two scenarios. Tell me, which one is it, or is it both?
I would say it's probably fear of the financial.
It's 100% the fear of the financial. And I get that. By the way, you know how sometimes I say on this show that fear can be a liar? In this case, fear is probably telling you you're too close to the fire and you're going to get burned if you stick your hand any closer. So what you got to do is say, if I'm afraid that I'm going to be in big financial trouble during the 6 month of student teaching, I need to investigate that and get absolutely certain if that is true. Or can I survive and come out of this thing and not go into debt or make my financial situation worse? If I can't, guess what I have to do, Anna? Tell me.
If I can't get out of the financial situation, then I would have to probably find another job somewhere else.
You're going to have to fix your finances before you do the student teaching.
That's true.
Correct?
Correct. That's correct. What I tried to do is at least have 6 months. Well, not the 6 months. I haven't started that yet, the student teaching yet, but I'm trying to save money for 6 months, which is the amount of time that it's going to take to be student teaching.
Can you do that? Can you save up the money that you need to live off of during the 6 months?
I think I can. I'll try. Yeah.
No. Hold on a second. This is exactly what we have to focus on, and I'm really glad you called. Either you can or you can't. It's not I'll try. Do you understand? This isn't me teaching my kid to ride a bike. I want my kid to go, I don't know if I'm going to ride it today, Dad, but I'm going to try. That I'm okay with. But we don't have an option here. You either save up the money by selling stuff, cutting your expenses drastically, working 2 to 3 jobs, whatever you got to do. Or we pause and we don't do the student teaching when we thought we were going to do it. Because the teaching will always be there. In fact, I've been talking about this really consistently on the show. We got teachers quitting at an alarming rate because of the system is broken, and I've ranted about that. You can go see my Instagram post. It went bananas. I bet you 25, 30 teachers going, Ken, you're right. Okay, so they need teachers. You have to.
That was actually, I'm glad you brought that up because that was my second point. Like another fear that I had was not finding a job as a teacher.
Yeah, well, that's not going to be a problem.
Okay.
I got teachers quitting at alarming rates right now. Okay, and I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying it's not for the faint of heart. You got to go in this going, I may do some time in the public school situation where I'm dealing with all the crap that these other teachers are dealing with, which is, since we're on the topic, let me go ahead and just set you free on this. It's the paperwork. It's the ability to not really discipline in your classroom. It's the stress that the kids have, that you have, for these kids to do well on these standardized tests at the end of the school year. It has nothing to do with their grades or what they're learning.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the No Child Left Behind crap.
Yes.
In case anybody wonders how I feel about any of this, it's probably
Mm-hmm.
fairly obvious. But the point is it's putting a lot of pressure on teachers. So you're going to have to know this going in. And if you know it going in and you put your time in and maybe you move into a private school option or whatever, but if you're supposed to teach, you better pursue it. We need teachers. There's always going to be a need for teaching. So all I'm saying is you either get the 6 months of money saved up so that you can do the student teaching and not stress, or you delay doing the student teaching. It's either or. There is not a third option. Am I right?
You're right.
You can do this, can't you?
Yes, I can. It's
Okay.
just a matter of like not letting the fear get to me and not having those thoughts behind me.
Okay, but but here's the thing. If you save up, do you know what your monthly budget is right now? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, then what is that? You don't have to tell me, but what is that number times 6? Just think it. You don't have to say it. What's that number times 6? You got it?
Got it. Oh, yes.
That's what you got to save.
To do this move.
Yeah. Because if you can't do it, it's not the end of the world. We pause. We can get into student teaching later, correct?
That's correct.
All right, then. So don't put yourself in financial hardship, because the very thing that you believe you're created to do is going to be this nasty, bitter taste in your mouth because you didn't plan properly. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. One last little encouragement. When I decided to go into broadcasting, okay, I had 3 little ones under the age of 3, a wife and a mortgage and everything else. I knew that I was going to have to start my own business and get it up and running successfully before I truly went after it, because I knew that I must survive before I can thrive. Make sense?
Yes.
So that's the position you're in. You got this. I'm so proud of
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, listen, we need you.
Thank you so much.
You bet.
I really needed to hear this because
Yes.
I've always had that doubt on my mind.
I know.
As to whether or not.
But listen to me. Listen to me. I want you right now to close your eyes on the other end of the phone. I want you to close your eyes for 30 seconds, and here's what I want you to do. I want you to picture the children that you're going to one day have the opportunity to teach and mentor in the classroom. Will you do that just for a second right now?
Yeah.
And I want you to think, what happens if you quit? What happens if you don't do this and you don't fulfill the longing in your heart to love on those kiddos and to pour into them? Do you feel that weight?
I do.
Do I hear emotion?
Yes, because it just makes me think. One of the reasons why I decided to become a teacher was because I speak Spanish. So when I was in school, that was my first language. So I want to basically go back and be able to teach students that are bilingual as well, just like myself.
That's awesome.
And
That's awesome.
I want to empower them and know that they too can learn English, like it's not like just like myself.
Yes. 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 Now there's your why. You got it?
I got it.
Now go. Go. It's time to go. That's it right there. That's it. That's the deal. The journey is going to be hard, folks. I'm just here to tell you. The 7 stages aren't a joyride. It is a climb. The reason I chose the word stages instead of steps is I wanted you to understand you may be in the get qualified stage for years. I was. But you better get a hold of that why, because it'll keep you going. Speaking of your why and keeping going, ZipRecruiter.com/Ken. That's where you need to be going. Folks are flocking there from the Ken Coleman Show because you are learning that this is a free resource for you. It's the #1 job site in the world. ZipRecruiter candidates are 3 times more likely to get hired because of their technology matching you up to companies. It takes you about 5 minutes or less to sign up a profile at ZipRecruiter.com/Ken. They immediately, once you hit submit, they begin matching you up for jobs. And when the companies see your profile and they want to interview you, they contact you directly and you skip all of the yuck and the suck with the job search. It's another arrow in your quiver. Why wouldn't you do it? ZipRecruiter.com/Ken. It's free to you. No risk. All right, quick break. When we come back, we got some Monday momentum updates and then some news about great jobs for those of you in the heartland without a college degree. Don't move. This is the Ken Coleman Show.
We were drawn to Christian Healthcare Ministries because we both had young families and we wanted to have more children. And we had also just started a real estate company and needed to find healthcare coverage that would meet our needs.
We were attracted to CHM because of its low monthly costs and the ability to negotiate medical costs down.
Established in 1981 and accredited by the Better Business Bureau, CHM is here to meet the needs of your growing family or small business. Check us out at chministries.org.
We absolutely believe in it.
All right, folks, welcome back to the Ken Coleman Show, where we help you move from paycheck to purpose. Oh, watch out. It feels better to say that now, Joe. It's on my Instagram page, at Ken Coleman, if you want to see the book cover coming out November the 9th. But the pre-sale of the new book, From Paycheck to Purpose, these 7 stages that you hear about on the show, I unpack them in depth. From Paycheck to Purpose, The Clear Path to Work You Love. That's the title. From Paycheck to Purpose, The Clear Path to Work You Love, available for pre-sale next Monday. And if you want to get a sneak peek at the cover, go check out my Instagram page, at Ken Coleman. It's also on my Facebook page. Just search Ken Coleman. All right, one thing we love to do on Monday is give you little updates from people, you the people, who email us or reach out to us on social media with just some progress. So let's do it. It's time for Momentum Monday. All right, this first one came in from one of our YouTube chat folks. The username, The Path Unknown. We want to fix that. We need to get that changed to The Path Known. But the comment was really nice. I want to thank Ken for taking my call on YouTube. I listened to his advice of taking the opportunity that presented itself to me. While I didn't get that job, a better one came along. Thank you so much for all the help and all you do. I love this because it's many times when we actually just step forward towards one opportunity that it leads us to the actual opportunity. It's amazing. It's like inertia. This is from Angelica. Oh, this is fun. You guys got to go get that Get Hired course by Ken Coleman. Well, yeah. Yeah, you do. He seriously adjusted my career path into work I enjoy and skyrocketed my earning potential. Wow. I have to read this to my kids. Maybe they'll be impressed with Pop. I don't know. I kid. They're not going to be impressed with anything I do. She goes on to say, I'm switching from administrative assistant to a process and data analyst with my employer. I got a salary raise and all sorts of new credentials. I used Ken's interview strategies, his resume template, and I determined what I'm passionate about doing, and now I'm doing an update. There's an update in the report. I've never seen someone send a report and then update in the middle of the report. I also got signed up for a $1,500 facilitation training course. I am so excited to begin my new career. Way to go, Angelica. That is awesome stuff. 844-747-2577. Okay, folks, I am paying attention to the trends, to the news, to help prepare you. So here we go, the next installment of In the News coming at you. Okay, Business Insider with this article. There's a new study out called Heartland Forward. It's a think tank, and they did a research project on jobs in the middle of the country for the middle class. So if you're wondering what this makes up, I'm not going to go through each state, but there's 20 states right in the middle of the country that make up the Heartland region, and that's not just south, north, it's the whole thing, the middle. So you got Louisiana all the way up to Iowa, Minnesota, and beyond. Okay, so these are middle-class jobs, middle-class wages that do not require a bachelor's degree. These opportunities vary state by state. Quick example, 48% of these jobs, there are 48% of these type of jobs in North Dakota versus just 33% in Texas. So going to run through these real quick. And and there's only 7 of them. Construction laborers, again, real estate, construction, pretty hot. I think you're going to see with the price of the commodities of wood and plastics and everything coming down, you're going to see more and more construction heating up. So construction laborers, first line supervisors of retail sales. So it's just a leadership position, really a management position. General maintenance and repair workers. Again, I mean, in Middle Tennessee alone, Nathan, if you wanted to be a handyman and you were good at it, I'm telling you, you can make 6 figures.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You
Just
know
show
what
up
I'm
on
talking
time.
about? Yeah, if you show up on time and be nice and don't leave a mess and not show too much butt crack, I'll throw that one in there. I mean, there's a good chance your business is going to blow up, you know? Joe didn't expect that one. It's true, though, Joe. Would it kill you guys to wear a belt? And when you know what I mean? I don't want to walk into my kitchen and be grossed out. You know, I've always had a problem with that. You know, if the trousers are a little low, pull them up. Nobody wants to see a third of your butt crack, especially in my kitchen. I eat in that room. Hike the pants up, guys. Brian, is it too much to ask? Somebody's got to say it. I've never said it. Feels really good to say it. You maintenance guys around the house, here's the deal. Get yourself some suspenders. Maybe wear some pants that'll fit. And when you get down on your knees, do a quick check. Can I feel a draft at the top of my butt crack? If I can, I'm going to hike those up a little bit. And then I think your business is going to grow on that alone. Okay, here we go. Bookkeeping, accounting, auditing clerks. Again, great positions where those of you who want to work from home, have a side business that grows into a full-time business. The auditing, the bookkeeping, accounting, all that. Small business owners need that. That's a great, great job. Secretaries, admin assistants. Again, no college degree required. If you're organized and you love details and checking lists off, fantastic. Heavy truck drivers, tractor trailer truck drivers. Again, you know, this is not the best for family men or women, but if you got a family relationship situation that this doesn't hurt, can make some really good money on the open road. And then customer service representatives with businesses moving remote and online. I mean, customer service, you're good on the phone. You can do a good job. You can do really well, and you do not need a degree. So good stuff there. If you want to read more about that, it is the Heartland Forward study on middle-class wages and jobs that do not require a bachelor's degree. So check that out. All right, that is going to do it for me today. But before I let you go, remember this. You matter, and you do have what it takes. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, this is the Ken Coleman Show. Press on.